All right, now, Nolan, sex is your business, practically, and prophylactics and vending machines is definitely your business. What are some of these items that are inside the machines?
Well, let's start out with the condoms. Here we have a sheath, which is just your plain old straight wall condom, lubricated. And then we have the cousin here, which is the same thing, the sheath, only it has bumps along the side of the wall, which is another big seller. And then we have the granddaddy of them all, the French Tickler. And that is a usable condom nowadays.
Welcome to the 90s. People, places, and ideas from all over the world.
How long you been doing this?
I've been doing this about 8 or 9 years now.
Any special models? I mean, does anyone like big ones or small ones, or does everybody use the same type of a prophylactic?
Well, in the United States, there's only one size made. And in Japan, they make one size that's a little notch smaller, but those are only the two basic sizes that are made in the world.
What's the best seller? French Tickler? Or is that a myth also?
No, nowadays they're making the French Ticklers that can actually be used. Back in the 50s, they were rejected prophylactics with little ticklers welded onto them. Now the FDA cracked down and said the people are using these, so you better use a FDA-approved condom and then glue your little items to it, which we do.
Let me ask you, what's the safety factor with these? Latex is better than the French type that's made from the intestine of a lamb?
Well, with the intestine of a lamb, they can't prove it, but they say the AIDS virus can pass through. The lamb intestine ones are mostly used for contraceptive purposes and between husband and wife.
So you're really making a lot of money from an old product. You're providing convenience, you're providing public health and prevention of AIDS?
Well, I was in it before herpes. Now, herpes was pretty good to us, but this AIDS epidemic has really started making us some money.
That's a pretty good line.
Well, what can I say? Somebody's got to make money off of it. Might as well be me.
Business is business, but who are some of the shoppers you have nowadays that you didn't have maybe 20 years ago?
Well, how about like 2 years ago? The women never had prophylactics in their restrooms, and now a few of my buddies, there's basically 300 of us in the United States that vend condoms, and about half of us are putting our older machines like this in the ladies' room because they're a little gentler on the machines, although they do write worse stuff than the guys do on the fronts of the machines.
The product inside, how much has it changed in color, in design? I mean, it slips on and away you go, but what about the design features of the product itself?
There's really been no new prophylactics invented in the last 10 or 15 years. About 2 years ago, we had a little bit of trouble with the bumps that they were putting on them that would make the wall a little bit weaker on the prophylactic, and we kind of all went back to just the plain old straight condom. And then FDA kind of relaxed that a little on their water test and their air test, so then we were able to put the raised spirals, bumps, doodads, and everything else back on there.
Any difference in color preference, whether it's in the at a Navy base or in a woman's home?
The girls love the black as number one, and then they like the reds, the greens, and down the line. The guys, it seems, they buy them for the picture. They don't care what's on there. Well, they aren't perfect, but there's a hole in, I would say, about 1 in every 25,000, which you can see when you put it on if you're half sober, so there's no problem there. But they do have shreds and tears, and a lot of guys leave them in their wallet for 2 or 3 years, which is a no-no. Most people should keep their condoms in the refrigerator, which is about the best place for them until they're ready to use them.
In the refrigerator?
That's right.
Come on, Nolan.
No, that's what keeps the life to them.
What happens, do you get insulted if people say, what a sleaze business?
Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, like I would have all this stuff in my garage and the neighborhood kids would come over, but we just didn't make a big deal out of it. You know, there were condoms and there were gumballs, and I had the machines hanging up, and when the neighbors saw that, you know, the kids came over there, they saw all the condom machines, but they were more talking about the gumball machines, then they kind of decided, well, okay, you know, I guess that guy's not so bad, and we never stressed it. I mean, there'd be French Ticklers laying on the ground, the kid would pick them up and say, oh, here, Nolan, this fell out of the machine, they'd hand it to me, I'd put it in the machine, I wouldn't make a big deal out of it, and that's how we're raising our kids. You know, it's here, it's happening, they might as well know about it, and that's the way I believe in it.
Nolan, you're a really interesting guy.
Well, thank you.
As Groucho Marx used to say, if you can say the magic word, you might win $100. What would the magic word be here?
AIDS. is the magic word this year. It was herpes a few years ago, VD before that, but this time it seems to be AIDS is the word.
What do you do when you're in a truck stop and you see those things on the wall, that machine that says put in 50 cents and you'll be protected when you have sex? You ever see those machines in truck stops?
Yes, I have. I don't do anything out on the road. I'm married, happily married for 11 years, and that's the way it's going to stay.
You don't need those trucks.
Exactly. I can wait until I get home and see my wife.
How about you, Steve? You look like a wild cowboy.
Well, I'm not going to trust anything you can buy for 50 cents. I'll put it to you like that.
Where do you go for your products for protection? Drugstore?
Yeah.
Your local drugstore?
Yeah. I bring them with me. That's why I don't have to worry about buying them.
You bring them with you? Where do you find them?
Drugstore.
I don't know. I use one of those. My girlfriend takes care of pretty much of that, but I never really notice. I never really notice them in here.
No. Start that now. I'm married, got 2 kids. I'm happily married, and I got enough to take care of at the house. A little less think about something on the road.
Truckers do not buy prophylactics, and they don't. Most of them don't fool around on the road. What it is the general public coming through the door, be it a truck stop, be it any kind of store, anywhere. It's the general public that buys the prophylactics. Edible lotions and potions for the erotic body areas for the gals. As you can see, this guy's licking a little off her neck there.
What do? You take a shower and then sprinkle yourself with love drops?
You smear it on, or you have him smear it on, whatever. Whatever the moment is bringing up.
Do you keep that in the icebox?
No, you want to keep that warm. I put this stuff on my ice cream. It's that good. So I will guarantee I make shakes out of it also, because we can get it in bulk, and the wild strawberry is just great for a shake. So I will say it does taste good.
Come on, you're putting me on. This is too weird.
We put it on our ice cream and we make shakes out of it. That's how good it is.